If I should stay or be alone, won't you make up your mind? 'Cause I'm getting tired of overthinking every move you make, and I can help you decide who you're loving now, and how I'm not quite there somehow.
My entire process was based on Golden Chance. Golden Chance, if I can maybe explain a little bit.
I try to tell myself this isn't love, and I hate that I never really know.
What's up guys, my name is Josh Likings. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching my videos. Well guys, today I'm coming back to you with a supplementary video. I know for those of you who have watched my interview with Charles Pro talking about how he got his driver's license, then you know that at the end of that video I mentioned that I was gonna bring my story to you. I was gonna tell you about my entire process of getting the driver's license, you know. So guys, I'm here today to do that exactly. So without further ado, those of you who don't know me, I live in the United Arab Emirates. I'm from Uganda. Yeah, I live and work here. So in the year 2019, I began my process of getting the driver's license. If you live in the United Arab Emirates, then you know how tricky transportation is. It's not like there is no transportation at all. There is transportation and there is a lot of options. But the problem is transportation is either a little bit expensive or very cheap. And by very cheap, I mean sometimes it could be less convenient, yeah, especially if you're the kind of wants to be from point A to point B in time. So me being that kind of person who's not patient enough, I thought about getting driver's license so that I could move from point A to point B in my own time and in my own convenience. So if you're the same kind of person, then if you live here in the United Arab Emirates, I know you've thought about getting the UAE driver's license. So guys, as I said, in year 2019, I started my entire process of acquiring the United Arab Emirates driver's license. And a background story about, before that, actually there used to be restrictions for who could not get the driver's license. And restrictions were especially based on profession. So if your profession by then was a little bit low end, you know, you required a no objection certificate, which is NOC, from your company. Before you got that, I mean, you wouldn't be accepted to apply for the driver's license. But fortunately, in 2019, got a notification that, hey guys, guess what? There is an opportunity for everyone, literally everyone, to open their file at the Emirates Driving Institute. I thought about, you know, I'd wanted this for quite some time. So I was like, okay, then why not? You know, I jumped into it. I started my process, and I was lucky enough that I had my Ugandan driver's license. Most of the people here come, and yeah, of course they've been driving in Uganda. Most Ugandans who are working here come with their driver's license. The problem is those licenses expire, because when you come here, we tend to spend 2 to 3 years without going back home. Me coming here in 2014, my first license, of course, was already expired because I went back home after 3 years, you know. But when I went back home for vacation, I made sure that I renewed my Ugandan driver's license, and that is what saved me in 2019, because my Ugandan driver's license was still valid. So when I got the opportunity of going to the Emirates Driving Institute, I presented my driver's license from my country. And when you do that, actually this system, the UAE government system or traffic system, is very generous. When you present your country driver's license, they look at you differently. They look at you as a person who has been driving in their country. They look at you as a person who knows what he's doing. And again, they look at you as a person who doesn't really need to repeat the entire process that he already knows. So it was a huge advantage for me, because I skipped 45 classes. Is what made all the sense. This is why I did not spend a lot of money, because my process was actually halfway. The fact that I knew how to drive and I had my country driver's license. I guess I'll be highlighting the few points that actually made my acquisition of driver's license possible. So yeah, with all the requirements in place, and before presenting my requirements, actually I had to translate my Ugandan driver's license into Arabic. Yeah, that is important. And if you're watching this video, you're planning of coming to United Arab Emirates, and if you want actually to acquire driver's license here, make sure that you have a valid home country license. That is going to give you a huge boost. Means you're not going to need to spend more than 3,500 dirhams. You're going to save that because you have your country license. So guys, with my Ugandan license translated into Arabic, I've done my medicals, eye tests, and I opened a file. All right, from that I booked classes, the 8 classes. By then they were called computer classes or computer lessons, and we took those in 4 days. All right, so I would come from work. Fortunately, I was also working night shift. I would come from work, pass by the institute for 2 hours, go into the class, study. Yeah, and these were all about traffic signs, road markings, vehicle knowledge, and all that. Charles already explained. If you need details about that, you can go to recent video I uploaded, about Charles, how he shared his story. Requirements. Actually, the title of that video is Requirements and Steps of Getting the United Arab Emirates driver's license. So if you need a lot of details, or you need more details about the subject matter, then you can refer to that video. But me walking in, opening the file, and then booking the 8 classes, 4 days after that, I was done with those 4 classes. And guess what? Usually, if you do not have your country driver's license, yes, you would do the exam for the 8 classes, computer classes, and if you pass that, then you would again book for the 45 classes. But me personally, when I got done with my 8 classes, I took my exam, and I passed it right away, because initially I had learned the lane rules. That's what is taught in the 8 classes, computer classes, and I was perfect with those. I passed the exam, so I had to apply for the learner's license right away. If you didn't have your home country driver's license, then you would apply for the 45 classes inside the school. But if you were fortunate like how I was, or if you're lucky like how I was with my country driver's license, I skipped that and I applied for the learner's permit, which would allow me to practice on the main roads. So guys, I waited for 3 days. When my learner's permit came, I hooked the trainer. There's a lot of trainer in the Emirates Driving Institute, and if you're a golden chance applicant like how I was, golden chance, if I can maybe explain a little bit, is an opportunity given to you by traffic police or by the Emirates Institute of Driving, and it requires you to have your country driver's license, valid country driver's license, and that's how you get that opportunity. And you can hear, as you can hear it is a golden chance. All right, golden chance. It's like, hey, you have your country license, so you know what you're doing. Okay, let's give you a golden opportunity and see how you'll perform. When I started my my driving lessons on the road, I was doing well, and immediately the guy noticed and he's like, "Guy, no, you're ready." I'm like, okay, if I'm ready, then let me go for that, for the police test. The day came for the police test, and I bombed it. The police car that you're going to be tested in, or that you'll take your examination in, your final assessment, has literally six cameras, and all of them are live feed, in their control room. So they're going to be watching you. They want to see how active you are. You checking side mirrors? What is your head movement? Are you checking the central mirror? These guys actually want their residents safe on the road. I mean, Abu Dhabi is considered one of the safest cities in the entire world, not for sure, but for a reason, because these guys are maintaining that. So to be able to get a driver's license or be accepted to drive on their roads, they have to make sure that they have vetted you perfectly and you're going to drive safe. If you're still here watching this video, then you deserve to know how much I spent. I spent 3,500 dirhams, and most of that went to my transportation costs, because I booked a personal driver to be dropping me to the Emirates Driving Institute. So that was what costed me most. But for the process, or for the prices anyway, maybe I'll talk about a little bit of what I paid for. Yeah, I actually spent on the eye test. I think that was 250 dirhams. I spent on translating my Ugandan driver's license, and I think that was, yeah, that was like 150 dirhams. And I also paid 880 for the 8 classes, all right? And without forgetting, I also paid for file opening. That was 250 dirhams. So you can do the math. After that, I paid for the lessons on outside on the road, and that was pretty cheap because I remember I paid maybe 600 dirhams, yeah, and that was it, plus my transportation costs. And yeah, the total was, I remember because I made sure I documented that, total was around 3,500, which is half the price. Trust me, it is half the price, because people here get manual driver's licenses for 7,000, as Charles Pro talked about. He got his for 7,000 dirhams. And if you want to know how much that is, you can easily Google, or I can give you a glimpse. $1 is equivalent to 3.6 dirhams. So you can do that math. And yeah, that's how I managed to get my driver's license at a very cheap price. So what would be my final statement, or my final words to people who are interested in getting UAE driver's license? Of course, if you are interested, or if you've thought about getting it, you should go for it. It is worth it. Yeah, this driver's license is recognized internationally in more than 50 countries, by the way, and all of these countries are developed countries. So if you've thought about maybe traveling to abroad, yeah, and you're in the United Arab Emirates, make it easy for you. Get a UAE driver's license, so that when you go into that abroad country that you would want to go to, you already have driver's license from the United Arab Emirates, which is recognized there. Maybe when you get there, it will be just a few classes for you, introducing you to that new environment, but you won't go into the entire process all over again. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new here, kindly subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.